Hey, how's it going, YouTube? It's TAG97 again. Hope all are doing very well today. We'll be going over the Mossberg 590 Shockwave 12 gauge firearm. And if you guys are not already following my Instagram, go ahead down to the link below, find a link that says TAG97, hit that link, and once you do that, go straight to my IG and hit that follow button. And don't forget, guys, hopefully by the time you see this video, it's not too late to enter that 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Time is running out, and I highly recommend you enter as quick as possible to win. So I want to thank my viewers, subscribers, and my Patreon donors. Without you guys' love and support to the YouTube channel, it would never be big as it is today. A big number of subscribers this month, and also a lot of followers this week too. So I love and appreciate you guys so much, you have no idea. And I'm going to not thank anyone for today's firearm because I purchased this with my own money. And let's get started. Alright, so let's go over the educational part of this video, better known as the specifications. Now, I will say as a quick disclaimer, yes, I'm very well aware that this is chambered in 12 gauge, but this is not a shotgun. It is considered a firearm or a non-NFA. So this is not a shotgun that is pump. Understand that. Also, this is not available in every state, far as my knowledge, and I believe you can put a pistol brace on here as well with that pistol grip and accessories, and I believe SB Tactical makes it for this as well. So right out of the box is what you get. The only thing aftermarket that I did purchase for this was the little fiber optic from True Glow. Very nicely green, pops outside, and indoors too. It's decently bright. So with your pump, you get this nice strap that's on this grip, so it prevents you from slipping and blowing off your fingers, which I hear that's the reason why they did it. I don't know why you would extend your hand so far out where you would blow off your hand, but I kind of believe in natural selection sometimes. Anyway, so you do have the ability to put a sling on here because you have your sling adapter in the front and the back on that bird neck. You also have the ability to put rails on here for tail rail, dovetail, if you want to put a RMR, scope of any sort, or red dot, doesn't matter, whatever you're into and what you're comfortable in shooting with, and also personal preference. You also have your pump release, which is right here, which every standard shotgun basically has. But this is a firearm, not a shotgun. But other than that, those are the basic features, and let's go over overall size of this firearm. So it's going to be leaving you at 26.37 inches overall length, and the barrel length on this one is going to be leaving you at 14.4 inches. Most standard shotguns are 18-inch, but this firearm is 14.4. Alright, so let's get into the interesting part of this video. Let's talk about the magazine tube that is installed into this firearm already, the ammo we use in today's video, and the best recommended range 12 gauge ammo to be using that most ranges should accept. So with that being said, let's get into that magazine tube. So if you're using 2 3/4, you can hold maximum of 5+1, and if you're using 3-inch, you have the capacity of 4+1. So give or take, I normally use 2 3/4 anyway, unless I'm using like 3-inch Magnum slugs, but I would highly discourage shooting it out of this, especially without like an arm brace of any sort, or if you're going to do a Form 1 and make it a short barrel shotgun. Anyway, so the ammo we use in today's video, and I'll show you quick, I'm going to put this to the side since we don't need to talk about that anymore. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, we use Winchester, and I'll show you a picture real quick. We use 12 gauge, obviously, 2 3/4, 1200 velocity, 8-shot. Very good for ranges, and I love using Winchester, like I said. Very decent groupings with this, and it gets the job done for having fun at the range, and very accurate, like I said. So the best recommended shotgun shells to be using at the range, because most ranges have restrictions on you using slugs, double a buck, or just shot alone. So the best recommended I would recommend would be 7 through 9 or higher. Most ranges accept those, especially the range that I go to. They don't want you using anything lower than a 7-shot. So if you have anything less than that, I would probably go up higher in the numbers for bird shot. Other than that, if your range is okay with it, then you have fun and you shoot that ammo. Alright, so let's go over my favorite part to do in this video, the trigger poundage test. Now I will say prior to doing this, I made sure this firearm was clear, obviously. And with that being said, I'm going to put it on fire, and I'm going to get out my trigger poundage test tool. And I will show you that it is zero, so there's no trickery going on. I'm going to find a sweet spot on this firearm and I'm going to start slowly pulling on that trigger. And we should be hearing a very distinct click when that happens. I believe that it's roughly either 5.5 or maybe a 6-pound trigger. Oh, I was decently close. So I got roughly 6.5. I'm going to test it out one more time to make sure that is an accurate estimation. And like I said before, you always want to make sure that your firearm is cleared prior to doing a test like this. And here we go again. So I'm going to make sure it's zeroed, which it is. I'm going to find a sweet spot on the trigger. And I'm going to slowly start pulling, and we should hear that very distinct click yet again. Very close yet again. 6.5. So it seems to be a 6.5. I didn't get any really other estimation on it, so I will say safely that this firearm in my hand in particular is a 6.5 pound trigger pull. All right, so let's wrap up these specifications. Let's go over the weight of this firearm and the MSRP. So the weight of this firearm, how it comes straight out of the box, is going to be leaving you at 5.25 pounds or conversion ounces, which is 84 ounces. Now the MSRP, which most people are going to freak out about this firearm, chambered in 12 gauge, is going to leave you on the Mossberg website $484. Now I do know a couple places sell for a little bit cheaper. I bought mine at Academy Sports and Outdoors for roughly the same price that Mossberg is selling it on their website. Now, I know some of you are going to get really upset or angry saying I could buy a shotgun for way cheaper, for like $100. I mean, you're not wrong. You can, but this is being around the bush for a short barrel shotgun. Even though this is not a shotgun, this is a firearm or a non-NFA. So this is kind of going around the loophole of it. It's probably the closest thing you can get to a short barrel shotgun without doing a Form 1 with the ATF. So it's really going to come down to you what you want. I personally like this. It reminds me of the Master Key. And if you don't know what that is, you should look it up. But I really like this firearm, and I believe personally it's worth your money. And obviously you're paying for the name Mossberg. And Mossberg is highly recommended and always reliable. All right, so since I'm done talking about the specifications, let's go over how I personally feel about this firearm. Now, when I review firearms or products of any sort dealing with firearms or anything on this channel, when I go over to negativity, it's not that I'm bashing a company or trying to make them look bad in any single way. They're just my own opinions, and everyone has their own opinions, so don't kill me over it, all right? And I'm not trying to put anyone down or make Mossberg look bad. So let's get the negativity out of the way before we get to the positive. So the only thing that I'm not a big fan of this firearm is the fact that it's called a firearm and not a shotgun, but it's done for that reason of having the loophole, so you have to do the Form 1 with the ATF, and the fact that it's not available in every state as far as my knowledge is concerned, and there's certain restrictions on modification what you can do to this. So it's not obviously I could put a stock on here or do this and do that. Other than that, negativity wise, ain't nothing really bad about this firearm. So let's go to positivity. It is a awesome, bad A looking firearm chambered in 12 gauge. That's pumped, by the way. I like my firearms that are chambered in 12 gauge with a pump to be very simple. And the way this firearm is, besides, you know, aftermarket little sight that I put there, right out of the box, it's perfect. Doesn't need anything done to it. It gets the job done. And like I said, reminds me of the Master Key. And it's just a awesome firearm to have. And it gets the job done. I love it. I really do. I love tactical black. You could do, you know, sub modifications like the arm brace and stuff like that if you want to, and if you're allowed to as well. It just gets the job done, and I really like that short barreled in its sense. So there's nothing really more to say about it. It's just a really awesome buy, and I'm very happy with my purchase with Mossberg. Okay, so the moment you've been waiting for, let's get into everyone's favorite part, the shooting compilation. If you did make it to this part of the video and you skipped, I always recommend you go back to learn the specifications and my own opinions on how I personally feel about it if you're interested in purchasing this firearm. If not, no worries, and you just want to watch the shooting compilation, I don't blame you, because hearing me talk is a lot, to be honest, and re-listening to myself. Because you got to think about when I'm editing the videos, I hear myself talk over and over again. I know it gets very tiring. Anyway, just do me the solid if you did skip or you watched to this part. Make sure to hit that like button and, of course, subscribe, because without you guys doing that, this channel will never be big as it is today. And it motivates me to keep giving you content every week to the best of my ability. And if you did subscribe, I welcome you to the TAG97 family with open arms. You're always loved and appreciated. And I love getting that notification pop up on my phone saying that you guys subscribe. I really cannot thank you enough. So with that being said, let's get into what you've really been waiting for, and I really hope you enjoyed the video. Reaching. So as you see, the Mossberg 590 Shockwave chambered and 12 gauge is an awesome firearm. I really love and just can't get enough of this firearm. I really can't. It's such a beautiful firearm chambered in 12 gauge. It's pump action and just overall a really sleek design, small, compact, and gets the job done. And I would personally recommend it for home defense, to be honest. Just make sure you're allowed to purchase it to begin with in your state. Other than that, it is a really awesome firearm. And I want to show you the grouping roughly what I can do with this, because I always want to show you guys decently what it can do. So at 15 yards, I took 3 shots of the 12 gauge birdshot 8-shot. And I try to roughly group it the best I can for what it is. Now keep in mind, you gotta remember there's no stock or arm brace on this, so I shot the way it is. And obviously you can shoot it from the hip or somewhat up to your face, but the manual that comes with this firearm recommends you shoot it from the hip and don't bring it up to your cheek. So just be cautious if you're going to shoot it any other way than it's recommended by Mossberg. Just be safe, and they are not responsible, and I'm not responsible if you knock your teeth out. So just be very cautious, all right? It is a very fun firearm, and if you do buy, I really hope you enjoyed it as much as I did, and I still love this firearm to this day. So if you enjoyed this video, I always recommend you hit that like button and of course subscribe, because that's always highly appreciated. I got nothing more for y'all. I love y'all. Stay safe, stay healthy. I'll catch you next time, and thank you so much for watching.